Oh, play that song for me, No Longer Slave. Amiel, click on it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another live session. Click on the song now. I have the speaker in here. You could just click on it.
Where's the old thing? In here.
Can you take it out?
But I don't want to drink it.
Okay. Why take out my song? Morning, everybody. I want to play a song for you guys. I wanted to play this song, but this boy did gone with the other computer. You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies, till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Your love has called my name. I've been born again into a family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. You're active. But pretty so this morning, you know, early we wake up after time makeup. Like say me have somewhere go this morning. I am surrounded by the arms of the Father. I am surrounded by songs of deliverance. We've been liberated from our bondage, where the sons and the daughters, let us sing our freedom. Oh, everybody sing right now. Oh, yes. We need more people on. Everybody sing with me right now. fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me and I will stand and sing. I am a child of God. You split the sea so I could walk right through it. My fears were drowned in perfect love. You rescued me and I will stand and sing. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good morning. That's the note we're starting on today, guys. I am a child of God. So if you go on the street today and anybody asks you, who are you? The response is going to be, I am no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. So if you believe that this morning, I want for you to drop it in the chat right now. Put it out there in the atmosphere that yes, I am a child of God. Hey, Rebel, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend and you're off to an awesome Akeem. Big up yourself, my friend. And we're off to a great Monday morning once again, guys. All right. So, I had other things in mind to talk about today, guys, but guess what? Hey, Gloria, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. So just drop it in the box, guys, that I am a child of God. See, like your eyes, why are you swollen? The allergies, go and wash your face, right? So yes, I am a child of God. So you can take the computer now and here. Wash your hands and come take this. So yes, guys. So today we're gonna be talking about a topic, something I had a discussion with a friend this morning, and when I mentioned to him that hey, chivalry is still in vogue, he was like, here you go. Really now, really, 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 right? So I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on chivalry? Do you think that chivalry is in vogue? Do you think, and the definition for chivalry, if you don't know what it is in style, it's still in fashion, right? So Amiel asked me, what does it mean? What does in vogue mean? When something is in vogue, it is in style, it is still in fashion, right? And it's not necessarily it's not a fad, right? But it's still relevant even today. All right.
What is chivalry?
That's what I'm going to share with the audience now. So chivalry, guys, is a combination of qualities expected of an ideal knight. Now, as you all know, I mean, I want you to go to please listen in from, go on Facebook and listen to it from the computer. You're going to be distracted. Go on on the screen. No, go on the screen and listen in from Facebook there. Make sure I want to see you commenting. You can answer questions from there. Go on my Facebook page from that computer. Right. So it's the combination of qualities, guys, expected of an ideal knight, especially courage, honor, courtesy. And let me just highlight that word. It is a lot of people tend to say courtesy, people. The word is cur. So that COUR gets a KER sound. So it's courtesy, justice, and a readiness to help the weak. And you notice, guys, it says a combination of qualities expected, and I need to share this this live with my very good friend that I had a discussion with this morning. So let me just send him the link in WhatsApp right now. Hold on, the people. Hold on, I have to share this. I have to share this with my friend and see if he'll be able to join in on the discussion, guys. Right? Yeah. So it's a combination of qualities, guys, expected of an ideal night. Now, as you all know, a lot of women usually say, I mean, my speaker is still on. A lot of women are still waiting for their knight in shining armor to come on their white horse and sweep them over there. The earphones you want? Sits on the bed there. They're waiting for their knight in shining armor to come and sweep them off their feet, right? Good morning, Jason. Good morning. And so, based on that, a lot of women are still expecting men to do a certain thing or to operate a certain way. But in today's society, a lot of men and a lot of women are actually saying that chivalry is dead. And there is a big debate, guys. And I want to hear from you today. What are your thoughts on this topic of being chivalrous, right? Do you think courtesy, because a part of chivalry is courtesy, honor, courage, justice, and a readiness to help the weak. Do you think that we have these men in society? And when it comes on to chivalry, guys, it's not speaking about women. It's actually speaking, it's in reference to men, right? So yeah, it's basically in reference to men because it says it's of an ideal knight and it's a man that who would become a knight. So let me hear your thoughts, guys, and I'm gonna be sharing some hey, hi, Amiel. So, guys, if you see me typing it, it's my son listening in. I told him that he can listen in on this conversation today. All right. Hey, Charlene. So, I want to hear your thoughts on this topic, guys. Do you think chivalry is still in vogue? And let me just drop that question in the chat right now. Do you think chivalry is still in vogue? And my son asked me, Mommy, what in vogue mean? Right? It basically means that it's in style, it's still in fashion, right? It's still accepted, and it's still an expectation from men. So, what are some things that men will do when they demonstrate chivalry, right? So we're looking for men for things like, hey, Miss Antoinette, morning. So, guys, make sure you share the live, guys. Make sure you share the live, right? So you're in class now, essentially, people. So when we talk about chivalry, guys, it basically speaks to, the man doing different things for the woman, things like opening the door for her, opening the door to the building, opening the car door, right? What else? Pulling the chair from under the table for her, basic courtesies. I was teaching a class a few weeks ago, and I shared with my students that, listen, when a man and a woman is walking and they have to go up the stair, the woman is to go up the stair first, right? And then, of course, everybody was like, when you're going up, miss, the man is to go up, the woman is to go up to first, because with the woman going up first, then the man can be looking at her rear end and all of those things, and have a good view from behind, right? But it's not for that reason why the woman is to be placed in front of the man when going up the stair. The reason for that is if the woman should slip and fall, or is about to fall, the man is right there behind her to catch, right? And then when they are going down, it is a man who goes in front. Good. Another thing that I was teaching my students introduction, and another thing that they found to be like out of this world is that when a man and a woman is being introduced, It is the woman who extends her hand for a handshake. All of those things are part and parcel of chivalry, guys. So it is a woman. So if you're being introduced to a woman, it is a woman who first extends her hand for a handshake. Or if you're meeting a woman for the first time, we're not expecting a man to stick his hand out, right? It is the woman who extends her hand for a handshake. And of course, they say a proffered hand can be quite embarrassing. So you don't want to be sticking your hand out, men. And there is a woman who knows. Like if you're meeting a woman like me, because I know these things, and you know the funny thing, guys, it's not everybody who knows this. Everybody don't know it, right? If you should take a survey, a lot of people don't know these things, right? And that is why one of the goal for doing programs like this is to educate people. So men, you wait for the woman to extend, but I'm gonna say in the same breath also, women, if you meet a man and the man extends his hand to you, we are assuming that he didn't know this social code. Therefore, you shake the man's hand. You don't have the man with them hands sticking out at you, and you don't accept the handshake, right? So of course, guys, it's really just education. So let me just read some of the comments. So the question is, do you think chivalry is still in vogue? Let me know, guys, and don't forget to click on the share button. Miss Antoinette, good morning to you again. Morning. And Rebel, let's see what Rebel says here. It is still in style. It is highly dependent on the upbringing. Very good point there, Rebel, because when I had a discussion with my friend this morning, that's what he said. It depends on the man. It depends on the woman. It's what you accept in your relationship. Because of a truth, guys, if this is not something that a man wants to do, and as a woman, you are going to dictate and demand, the man is not going to want to do it. He's not going to want to do it. And it's the reality. I mean, I teach my son these basic things. I try to teach him them, right? Some him catch on to, some, I guess when he gets older, he will catch on to them, right? But if you didn't have that kind of upbringing, Rebel, as you say here, if you don't come from that background where you were taught or trained, I mean, and I want to make a distinction between the whole, you've been taught and you've been trained, because when you are trained, it's instilled in you, right? Somebody may teach you something and you just learn it just for the moment, but it doesn't stay with you. Good. So if you are trained, you practice, because with training there is practice. Usually teaching, you just get the lesson or you just get the knowledge, good, and not necessarily practice. But if this is something that you practice, guys, and this is something you're learning, so like my son, every now and again, and he doesn't do it every day, he would go to the car and he'll open the door for me, right? When he's in his really good mood, he will do it. So for me, that is training, and this is something that he will continue to do as he grows older, right? Because it's a part of him. But if you weren't trained to do that, it's not gonna be a part of you, right? Again, the household and even the era that we are from it's also going to make a difference in how we approach situations like these, right? So let me finish reading your comments, Rebel. So Rebel says that sometimes determine the values. My brother's high school teacher said he is the epitome of a gentleman. That's because he was taught, he was trained to operate that way. All right, very good. Let me see. Antoinette says chivalry is still in fashion. My neighbor, at times, if I am lifting water for washing and he's around, he would come by to assist me. Yes. And again, guys, hey Joel, morning, welcome. Joel is saying manners makes a man, and yes, I totally agree with that. So guys, we want to hear from you, and I want to hear especially from the men. I want to hear from the men. Do you think chivalry is dead? Do you think it is dead? Right? Women, the feminist women, do you still expect the man to open the door for you? I think women who are feminists and believe that, okay, I'm an independent woman, I'm strong, I don't need a man to open a door for me, right? Me personally, I'm not gonna dictate to a man and say, yo, open the door, and if you don't open the door, I'm not coming into the car. I'm not gonna do that, because really and truly, guys, if it's a part of the man, he will do it. He will do it. If it's not a part of him, you standing there and telling him that, oh, you must open the door for me, I think he's just going to detest the whole process and even start detesting you because of that. Good. Hey, Pastor, how are you? In the rise, and I just mentioned the whole issue of feminism there, Pastor. In the rise of feminism and the Me Too, some men stop being chivalrous because they don't want their gestures to be misunderstood as something worse. And I think Akeem made that same point earlier, that a lot of women, if you are being courteous to them, they will think in Jamaican parlance that you look them. Right? So at the end of the day, a lot of people, a lot of men, they don't practice this kind of thing now, because if you are being kind, right, and helpful, a lot of women think, okay, I look him, I look me, somebody might look, right? Some women, Pastor says, get offended if you open the door for them or proceed to help, because they think you are claiming they aren't smart enough to do it, or motive aren't pure, which exactly, that is it. And that's a sad situation in our society. And again, if as a woman, you were not taught, if you didn't learn that, it's going to be hard for you to accept it. You are not going to accept it if you didn't learn that, okay, a man is to open the door, a man is to take my chair out to sit, and so on, right? And again, because so many of us as women, we are independent now. We really don't even wait for men to do those kind of things for us. We go ahead and do it, right? Even at school, once my principal hear my voice, he would rush to come and open my office door. Kudos to your principal. But it just, and you see, a lot of men don't do this kind of thing. They don't do it. Simple things like you're walking down the street with a man, right? What side do you have the woman walking on with you, right? They usually say that the woman should be on your left side, men. That is what it is said, right? The woman should always be on the side of your heart. So when you're getting married, that's the side the woman stands on. Good? Stands on the side of your heart. I've seen mostly men over 15 doing, okay, very good point there, Polari. I've seen mostly men over 50 doing this though. Listen, a few years ago, and I'm going to call his name, Brother Paul Cameron over there in Connecticut. I went to Connecticut, and Brother Cameron, I was going to sing at, what's the name of Faith Seventh-day Adventist in Hartford, Connecticut. And Brother Cameron had to take me to the church. When he came to the apartment to pick me up, right? When I got outside, he was standing at the door. I mean, of course, we feel like they're celebrity them time, the people, yeah? So he was standing at the door with it open for me to get into the car. When we got to the church, he came around and he opened the door for me, right? He's an elderly person. He's not in his 30s or so on. Just goes to show, guys, that if men are not taught these kind of things, then they won't do it, right? They won't do it. All right. So it's what they're taught. So just because I greet you or help doesn't mean exactly. And this, Akeem made the same point earlier. He said a lot of women, they will not accept it because they believe that you have ulterior motives for doing that kind of thing. Come on. I feel so good when men do that kind of thing for me, right? I'm not going to demand it, guys. I'm being honest with you. I'm not going to make a demand and say, oh, you must do this, right? But end of the day, guys, it says a lot about you as a man. I think it does, right? It says a lot about you as a man. I'm not saying that, okay, depending on what is happening. Let's say you're all rushing out of the house, and it depends on your lifestyle too. Let's say you're rushing out of the house, everybody rushing to go to work, why would I be standing at the door and say, you have to open? No, I'll jump into that car and I'm good. We're going to work, right? But there are times, let's say we're going to church and we're going on a date and, you know, that sort of thing. Open the door. Open the door. Or you know, if you want to insist, then you all have to manage your time a little bit better. So Charlene says it is not dead, but it's on life support. Oh my God. You know, so when things are on life support, it's almost time for you to perform euthanasia. So we don't want to perform we're not gonna perform the mercy killing inside here today. Right? What we're gonna do, we are gonna resuscitate chivalry, guys. That's what we're gonna do. We are gonna perform some CPR on chivalry today because it is something that I believe it still has its place in society. It is very much relevant, and it is something that we should teach our children. We should teach our younger generation about how to be chivalrous. All right. Molly said, I support chivalry. All right, awesome. Let's see what Nicholas says. So Nicholas says it's not dead. Another perspective is that chivalry is not based on the fact that I'm with, dating, or married to you. Some women only want a man to display it to her because they are together. Yep. But once chivalry is a part of a man, it's not exclusive to who he is with. It's just a natural part of us who practice it. Very good. Awesome. Awesome. Right? Awesome. Awesome there. So again, women, if a man is being courteous to you, it doesn't mean that the man wants to be with you. You say good morning, they reply, have a boy. What? Wow, wow. Why the AC always so cold? I forgot to open up the window, make a little breeze come in here. But look here, people. You see the thing going on in a society right now? You see what is happening right here, people? You say good morning. Listen, I go on the street and these men say good morning. Good morning, how are you doing? Like, I'm very pleasant. Like, people, yeah. I mean, if you're confident in yourself, guys, listen, man, if you step out, women, and you look good, not wrong if somebody say hello, good morning. It don't mean nothing. It means that, you know, you just make a good impression on them, right? You know, some people are just courteous. So nothing is wrong for you to respond with, hi, hello, good morning, right? With a how are you, right? Sometimes I go to the store and these guys be in the parking lot and saying hello. Of course, I say hello to them, right? When was it? I think it was Thursday. I went to the store, you know, and this guy, he offered to help me with my bag, but I just had a small grocery bag, so I never needed the help. So I said, thank you very much, I'm fine. But he proceeded to open the car door for me. I was like, thank you so very much, right? So end of the day, guys, if you are confident in yourself as a woman, a man being courteous to you, you're going to accept it, right? Because on the other end of the social code and the whole social etiquette is you responding in the appropriate way. You have to respond in the appropriate way also. All right. So Rebel says, could it be that some women aren't used to exactly? I didn't even see that's the next one you were coming with, Rebel. Could it be that some women are not used to it? Right? We can't say some women are used to nothing good. Them just used to the tegereg and the, you know, yeah. So if you are used to being treated well and you expect that as a woman, you should be treated with respect. If somebody treats you that way, you will accept it. You will reciprocate, right? They are not used to it. And when it comes, when it's done, they assume it's otherwise. Short story. I introduced two friends and the guy did a nice gesture. The lady thought strings were attached. He said, no, I'm just being nice. Look at that. I wish I could hear the story, you know, of exactly what the gesture was. So we, you know, we can analyze that also. So we want to hear from you guys. Keep the comments coming. Keep the comments coming, guys. Do you think chivalry is dead? And I had a few articles I wanted to share with you. I was looking up on some stuff here. Hold on a moment for me. Let me see if I can get this information up. So keep your comments coming, guys, while I just pull this article up here, right? And as I said, guys, it's really just being courteous, and we need to revive it. It needs to be revived in our society. And I just think it is for that reason why so many people are just so variable. That's the word. Yeah. So I mean, listen, these are things, guys, that you should be taught in the home. Right? You see, the home is failing a whole lot. These are things that should be taught in the home. Boys are to learn these things. Girls are to learn to be courteous, right? Because, and that's one of the things my friend said to me this morning. On one end, women have these high expectations of men, but women, they don't extend the same courtesy. So I want to hear from you men. Why am I talking to the men so much this morning? Right? And my friend, he just messaged me to say, I think women choose to highlight only one aspect of chivalry. See what I'm talking about? One aspect. Good. So on one hand, yes, we want the men to extend the courtesies. But what about us as women? We are to extend the courtesies to men also. Let me see what Akeem is saying. As a married person, you have to tread carefully. Listen to that, people. Listen to that, people. As a married man, or I'm guessing woman too, you have to tread carefully between being courteous, because you might come across as flirting. How? If a man opens the door for me, why would I perceive that as flirting? Hmm? How many married person even can how many married person can even tell you, say, how you're pretty so this morning? Lord have mercy. Boy, oh boy. Any married person can come on here, can say that to me, Akeem, right? And it don't mean nothing at all to me, right? But if them come now and them at all, like a few, I had to block a few guys from off this thing here, because they were talking about my breast and all of those things. If you come at me that way, then I'm gonna have a problem with that. Good. But if you say, wow, you look beautiful this morning, I take that as a compliment and I accept it. Good. So so yes. So facts there, Akeem. Pastor says, hey Novlet, how are you doing? Good morning. You are getting better at this every day. Take a back seat. Mercy. Oh my God. Compliment. Thank you so much, Miss Novlet. You see, this is what we call growth. This is what we call growth. It's really just growth. Just, each day you try to improve and get better at whatever you do. My God. Wow. You're the second person telling me about this Oprah story, people, about this thing. All right. I can only do it with your support. Let me just read another comment here. Now, I think women choose to highlight only one aspect of chivalry, forgetting that it encompasses not just social, but also moral and religious aspects. My God, it dates back to medieval times. My friend is sharing, and it provides context as to what is expected of a knight. Yes, as we established earlier, but women often highlight the parts that are self-serving for them. What is a female equivalent of chivalry? That's a very good question there, guys. Very good question. And I want for you to tell me, what is the female of chivalry? Let me just put it right there for you. What is the female equivalent of chivalry? Right? And I think that the you missing from the equivalent. So just run with that. What is the female equivalent of chivalry? It's courtesy, right? I mean, chivalry is basically being courteous, but it's you being courteous and practice the various code of etiquette. Of etiquette, you as a woman, you have to practice those anyway, right? You have to be respectful. Good. So there are some expectations of a man, some various expectations of a woman. So things like, okay, if a man is going, if a man and woman, they're going in, entering a building, it is a man who is expected to open the door and allow the woman to go in. Again, guys, that is also based on culture. Because if my memory serves me right, I think it's in the Russian culture, where if the man enters the building first and then the woman enters behind him. And the reason for that, if anything is gonna happen, then the man, if there is a bullet coming, then the bullet for the woman. Essentially, that's what it means, right? Other culture will have different social codes. So again, it's based on your culture. And I want for you to know, guys, for most, this is a Western world, right? The Western world, the social code that we use is based on the British, or what the Queen dictates. You know that America, they have gone and basically America doing their own thing. But for us in the Caribbean here, we follow the social codes based on based on the British culture, right? So I remember one time I was at this function way back. It's not even yesterday, about 10 years ago, guys. I was at this function. I was doing this training. I think some mediation and conflict resolution training I was doing back in the days with Justice Department in Jamaica. And we were having lunch. And of course, that's another thing too, guys. When most people, they eat from the belly, we will call it, of the fork. You know, I eat tines down. So if I'm formal dining, guys, it's tines down. Good. So I was there eating my lunch, tines down, and this guy actually came over and asked me if I'm from England. Like, England, which part? Yeah, we come from Clarendon, White Mall people. So end of the day, guys, again, it's really just based on your training and your upbringing, right? I didn't learn about eating tines down until I went to Shortwood Teachers College. And once I learned that, you know, I run with it, right? Of course, you know, you growing up, you learn how to use knife and fork a little bit, but it wasn't a big part of you growing up. It's not every day you sit at the table, right? Me couldn't wait sometimes to lick out my plate. If the food tastes really good, my finger, I go down in eight people and lick out, and I lick out my 10 finger them, me I chew my bones and all of those things. Again, was that formal dining? No. But if you're doing formal dining, of course, there's dining etiquette. So you follow the rules accordingly. So end of the day, it really, you know, boils down to culture. Let me just share some of the comments here. So Rebel says, follow up. Her phone broke in the middle of the pandemic. No one could reach her for days. We got scared. He asked before offering to buy one and have it shipped. I told him to go ahead and told her to accept, as he is very charitable by nature and his phone. Listen, this man is single. Listen, me not even done read that the story there, no. Me just ask if this man is single, because if he's single, then you need to make an introduction for me, right? Because on a serious note, I mean, I can understand there are some women, you know, really, guys, that's another code of social code. As women, you don't accept gifts from a man unless there is some amount of interest. If you accept gifts, then that's an indication that, hey, you know, we're taking this a step further. So if she is like that, then she may not want to accept the gift, right? So again, not being mean for no reason, right? So female equivalent is paying for half. Look here. Me not even gonna talk about that again, people, because me spend most about 3 hours. I talk about that the story the one time. Listen, people. This whole thing about man and woman, for me, guys, if it's the first, second, and third, at least up to the third, the man must pay for it. The man must be able to pay for it. If you can't afford to pay for one little meal for one woman, you're not supposed to date. You need to take a break off of the dating scene. Take a break off of it and go build yourself, build your finances. Good? Take a break. And when you build your finances, then you can enter back the dating scene. But if you can't afford to pay for one little $100 meal or one $50 meal, people, you need to take a break from dating. Me not go on no first date with no man and buy no food. Straight up, me not do it. So if any woman want to do that, that's a for them business. But Tamara Alicia Hilton, not doing it. And as I mentioned my name, guys, check out my website, people. Check out my website, Share your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna be doing some blogs and so on and whatever y'all call them, some blogging. So from there, so check it out and let me know what are your thoughts on my website. If there's anything you think I can do to improve and grow the platform, I would appreciate that very much. All right. So Akeem, listen, nobody come with this, no pay for date. If me and you married, me would pay for all of the dinners there. Me no mind. But guess what? Listen, you just a date me and me must pay half? Which part? No, I must be mad. Absolutely not. Right? Very single. He joined us. Lord have mercy. Look how you're gonna get me in trouble, you know, rebel. Look how you're gonna get me into trouble now. But you know, I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm open. Tamara, loud man them. She liked him though. She liked. So she don't like him again. Okay. All right. I love that. I love that. Listen, Akeem, man for pay for date. If you can't afford for date, woman, you need to stop dating. You need to come off of the dating scene. Why would you want a woman? You just invite a woman out for a date and you want to pay? You want her to pay half? Which part? Where? Not in my cabinet. It's not gonna work. All right. I offered to pay 50% on my first date. Second date depended on whether he accepted the offer. We got married, by the way. Congratulations to you, Rebel. Right? But I don't think it's fair. And there are some men, guys, they will not accept it because it emasculates them. It does something to them to say, all right, I'm gonna pay for, she have to pay off, right? I mean, if it's a discussion, mark you guys, let's say you all had a discussion about it before, right? Then I can probably understand. So you know that you're going out, you doing half, me doing half. But it shouldn't be, guys, that I turn up with you for dinner. You invite me out for dinner, and when I turn up for dinner, you are gonna tell me to pay half? Where? That no go so. Which part? That no work, none at all. Anyway, I could continue because I don't have very long to stay with you all this morning. I have work to do, right? How is it balanced? So it's really two, guys. So in a case, let me just go back to this point you made about the dating and so on, and you paying 50% rebel. In a situation like that, I can understand, right? I can understand. Yes. The but I'm gonna know. I don't know people. I don't know. Again, it depends on you. So for me, a woman like me, you know, people, let me stop talking about this money thing here. Because you know, if for truth, me would probably offer, you know, because me still like that. I would probably make an offer. With offer, you know, with the hope that you will say no. Right? All right, let me go TST. Me can't pay for that. Me not mind. And you see, that is the thing, you know. That is the thing, Akeem. A lot of people believe. Listen, my first real date, guys, when I had my first real date, it was at Island Grill. My first real date was at Island Grill, right? In Jamaica. Like, we had, I think I had some jerk chicken or something like that. Good. So that was my first real date. And listen, a lot of these women too, when you take them on dates, they expect to order the most expensive thing on the menu. Hello? Absolutely not. You have to be conscious. You have to have conscience. We say, yeah, have some conscience, right? Because you don't know how the man pockets stay. Good. So you can't go and order the whole menu, right? And then the next thing, you all carry a friend them or you have to carry them dinner for your picnic them and something. No, you can't do that. You have to make sure that you I mean, you be reasonable, guys. You have to be, ladies, you have to be reasonable. And that's another side to chivalry. So the man is courteous enough to invite you for a date. And that's a part of chivalry to men, dating your women, taking your women on dates, right? Extending and offering, right? To take them on dates. Good. And when the man takes you out, the other side of chivalry, women, is you not ordering everything that's on the menu or ordering the most expensive things on the menu. All right. So Akeem, me no mind go tasties. right? Me have Burger King date. Like when I was in college, me used to go, a Burger King was my regular dating spot. Good until one special day come up and we go Jade Gardens. Like, yeah. So we can do all of that. But again, you can't dictate. I offered, he didn't accept. Good. And I think as you offering Rebel some place in the back of your mind, for me, I think that was a test for you. Yeah, that was a test for you, because my thing is, guys, if a man offers to take me out for dinner and I offer to pay a half and he accepts, for me that's an indication that this man can't take care of me. This man not ready to take care of me yet. If he can't buy me a plate of food, people, him not ready yet. That's all it means. He's simply not ready yet, right? Island Grill, mine was a exact. You see what I'm talking about? Exactly, exactly. And you see, that's what I really like. I don't know. People, may I tell you the truth? I don't know what I'm to them, man. I nowadays why them things say every woman want you to carry them on expensive date. You don't have to be expensive, people. It can be a picnic by the beach. You hear me? Well, at that point, you can share. Like the woman can take the food, the man take the drinks or something like so. A woman make sure so to carry the food, right? Don't do like me, turn up without nothing. Anyway, but listen, it can be. It doesn't have to be expensive. A date doesn't have to be expensive. So since a lot of homes don't have father figures, how do our boys adopt to chivalry? Do we teach it in schools? The problem is that it is mostly women who are teachers. So the male perspective may be limited. Very good point there, Akeem. And I really do appreciate that you brought up that point. But listen, before me discuss that point, let me talk about rebel. Yes, it was a test. It has to be a test. If me offer upon my first date for pay for nothing, I test you, because if me have to pay, me not go on a second date with you. Simple. Me not go on a second date. So yes, rebel, it's a test. Because really and truly, if this man can't afford to pay for one meal, $100 meal, so for we, then it don't make no sense. I mean, I take my son out for dinner and the meal come up to like $100. Me have to fork out that, or 100 and something dollar. Me have to fork out that and pay for that. Yeah, because him want smoothie and all of them things and pizza, one roll of pizza I want. Yeah. So end of the day, people, I'm just saying that listen, yeah, something like that. So back to this point. I am a single mother, which you all know. Good? And it means hey, charm morning. I was just moving away from that point. So well, maybe he's testing you too. That's another good point there, right? But let me deal with Akeem's point and then we can jump back to that one. I am a single mom. Good. And I believe that as a single mom, I have the responsibility to teach my son. Now, because I'm not a man, it doesn't mean that I can't teach my son to be chivalrous, right? And let me tell you where chivalry begins, guys. It starts by teaching your children how to love and how to be respectful. Teaching them common courtesies like thank you, good morning, how are you doing? I am fine, thank you. That's where it begins. To say please, excuse me. That's where it begins, right? That is where they start learn to be honorable. So as a woman, you single women, you have the capacity to raise your sons and raise them well. And can I tell you this, guys? Can I tell you this? Some of the best men that I know, they were raised by single mothers. Yes. No father figure. The woman have no man, cause when she left that the man the way did get her pregnant with them, the pitney there, she no bother look pan no other man. And she raised her pitney them well. Good? So end of the day, guys, end of the day, a mother, she can still raise her son. I teach boys. I have over the years, I mean, I've been teaching boys. The problem is the school curriculum. That's the problem, Akeem. The problem is not women teachers or where you not have enough female. Because look here, most of the man them in the school where say them a teach, them not have nothing about them. Enough of them don't know nothing about common courtesy. They don't know it. But if the curriculum of the formal curriculum has it's structured in such a way that every child learns these basic social code. There's a course or a subject where they are taught these things. Whether it's a male or female teacher, they can learn it. One of the things that I do, and you all know that I teach home ec guys, and one of the things that I do with my students, once I teach you first, second, third, right? And if you end up in my class in fourth or fifth form, there is a component where you learn table manners. And once I'm teaching table manners, I'm dropping in these little things for them. Right? So end of the day, guys, if the curriculum is open and there's something in place, then the students can learn it. They can learn it. But you know what? You hear what's the problem with society? When boys choose to do subjects like home ec and so on, everybody beating up. Oh yeah, a girl, no subject, and a girl or boy subject, people. No subject, not in these modern times. Come on. Ain't no subject girl or boy. Good. So end of the day, they need to learn these things. I believe every school should have in place an aspect of the curriculum where every child can go and learn they can learn basic cooking skills. They learn how to, like, if them break a button, them can put it back on, or if them hem break down, them can hem it back up, and all of them something. And I'm speaking to you from the perspective of a home economist. Like, they should learn these things. Every child, once you pass through school, you need to learn these things. There was a big debate the other day where I said, I mean, these are things that we need to bring back in school. Just this week, I have my sewing machine out. I was making masks because we're back in school now. And my son was like, Mommy, can you teach me how to use the sewing machine? Of course, I'm going to teach him how to use it. I'm not making him to a girl because I teach him how to use it, right? And my son tell me straight up, like, Mommy, me straight like arrow. Mommy, me on a fish. And he's like that. Good. And we talk about girls and all of those things. So I'm just saying to you guys, I hope you don't hear me say that. I'm just saying to you guys that they can be taught these things. Everybody should learn these things. Tamara is right. If a guy invites you out, he must have the resources to take care of a simple meal. Exactly. If you're not able to pay for it, that is a red. Exactly. That is a red flag. I was playing devil's advocate. That's fine. That's fine, honey. That's no problem. Right? Listen, I will never forget my experience where the dude took me on a date and told me at the end he forgot. Jesus Christ. Look here. It was where I left, you know? Look here, people. The 2 away, I left without paying for that. Because me not pay for that. Me, I get up out of there so and left him sit down in the charm. You see all them wicked? You see all some of them money are wicked? You see all some of them money are wicked? That's why I tell you, I can't bother with some of them sometimes. Right? Can't bother with some of them. No, man. Listen, people. Let me tell you something. Learn this, people. Learn this lesson from this experience. No man no left them wallet. Just like how we as women, we never leave with pocketbook or with handbag. Me not, if me I go out a road, there's some people, me I take up my handbag, put in my car. And every woman have one handbag with everything in her. Good? Me nah left my handbag. Zine? Me nah left my handbag. Good? And I think, hold on there, I think Jerry says something. Let me see what Jerry said. Jerry said, you're overthinking it. One meal could make you miss out on the best thing that could have happened to you. Hey, make it miss. Me I gonna miss it. Me I gonna miss it. Me I gonna miss it. If you don't have the money, people, for carry upon a date, you can't say, can we cook some food and we go by the beach? And that's a date, That's a date. So if you don't have no money for carry go to a restaurant, you can't say, make we cook some food. Right? I'm going to say, all right, you cook the chicken, me cook the rice. Good. And me make the lemonade. Me make the sugar and water. Nothing wrong with that. I will spread out one towel along a seaside and we can have a date. But not take me upon date and not expect me to pay off. Or then you come and tell me about you left wallet. Look here, no man. I don't care what you want to say, Aki, about enough time you left my wallet at home. Yes, I need to go wash dish. And I him want to wash it. Can me not wash no pot. Me I get up and me I left him same place in there. I paid for it. I'm asking him to take the money. Did he take the money to you? Listen. And you see, that's the thing, excuse me. A lot of these men, them, especially when them sister, you is a good woman and you're working and you're taking care of yourself. Them don't want to spend no money on you, Them don't want to spend no money on you because them feel like say, no, she at work. She don't need no money. She don't need nothing, right? Akeem said, enough time I leave my wallet. Akeem, you leave your wallet because you want to leave it. But me I say, no man now go pan no date with no woman and left him wallet. Him not do that straight up, right? Him not do that. Jerry said, I'll give it back to you later. I mean, I want nothing. I left you one in there. I'm going to leave you alone in there. Anyway, Roderick said a woman drove him once to take him on a date. She ordered the pizza at Pizza Hut and asked him to pay for it. You see, that's another scenario. Because apparently in that case, she was taking him on the date. And nothing is wrong for a woman to take a man on a date. Of course, women can take a man on a date. And as long as I know you do it every time. If every time we go out and me, I have to take you, no, that I go stop. One day that I have to cut off. Now continue, people. Right? It's not about the fact that he can't pay. It's not being upfront. We can cook. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Listen, people, me used to all go river pan date. Yes. Listen, me a country girl. So me know how the thing go. Yes. Yeah. Listen, Ryan me no river. Right? I remember when I was in college and I was dating this guy. Of course, he never come from my country, people. So that's the nice thing when you come from country. Him not come from your country, right? So of course, we go show him the river. It's a nice thing. We go show him the river, yeah? So of course, we go by the river. We take the food, and we take some drink, and we go to the river. Of course, me can't swim, so I'm not going to the deep part of the water. So as long as the water don't pass my knee, people, I am good, right? So that was it. So end of the day, people, end of the day, I'm just saying, man, you have to know your resources, right? Know your resources, know what you have, and live your life accordingly, right? The real man is going to make sure exactly, right? So Akeem say, yes, down a gully side, nothing wrong with that. Listen, there's this place in boy, I tell you, it's a good thing somebody create them the memories when we young people. Because in my olden days, right? Yeah, so them your man, I don't know what to them your man, yeah. Hey, listen to me. I swear I need to move from Turks. Me so move, because look like say me I go find my knight in shining armor, yeah, so right? But serious, knee, listen, my knee, rebel, me not going on the water way past my knee, period, because me can't swim. All right, just the other day I was doing a few swimming lessons and I was doing pretty well, right? But I just slip up on it. I don't have time to go to the beach every day. Yes, we have to teach our sons morals and principles. Exactly. As I said to you guys, some of the best, some of the most outstanding men that I know, they were raised by single women. They were raised by single moms. Yeah. Some women only want to eat at expensive. No, the wrong woman don't look. You don't look the wrong woman. Them. You see, good woman like me over here still single. Some of you're checking out the good. Hey, Honorable Butterfield, how are you? It took me about 15 days before I let my lady to pay. You see the one me I talk about? This are the real man when me I talk about. Just people, see the real thing when me I talk about here, so. Miss Pastor Honorable Butterfield, I tell you how it go, young men. This is how you must do it. It took me about 15 days before I let my lady pay for the bill. It was a hard thing for me, but sometimes the ladies just want to treat us. Exactly. My thing is, people, this is my take, and I'm going to say it, right? Men, if you find yourself in a one position where you want to have a woman, good, and your pocket can't reach it, nothing wrong for you. Take 1 year celibate, Nothing is wrong for 1 year. Be celibate. 1 year. be celibate. No, and we don't want a house date charm. We want them for, we don't know, unless the relationship's stable and already, you know, but like first dates and so on, we don't want it at the house, right? But men, take a break and go build your finances. Nothing wrong with that. It's not gonna kill you. You think it's gonna kill you? You think say when you come back, a peer man at the end of the world? No. Women, and listen, you're gonna find even better women. Even better women. Hey Jacqueline, when you are financially stable, good, when you get all of your little baggage them and pack them up and dash them where you go better women. Like listen, good, nice, good women you're gonna find. Right? So guys, we are talking today, if you're just joining us, we are talking today about the issue of chivalry. Chivalry, right? Men, do you still open the door? Do you still open the door for your women? So your woman is going, Lorano, check to make sure that you're in the right room. Check your timetable, right? Do you open the car door? You're picking up your girlfriend. Do you jump out of your seat and go open the car door for your girl? Do you do that? Right? Do you open the door for her? You're going up the stair. Do you allow her to go in front of you when you're going down? Do you walk in front? What about, do you go out for dinner? Do you remove the chair for her and allow her to sit and ease it up a little bit for her so that she's comfortable? And when you all are getting up, do you remove the chair for her? Do you do that kind of thing, guys? Men, do you know that when you meet a woman for the first time, it is a woman who is to extend her hand for a handshake? Do you all make sure that you do that? Right? It's true, when you're stable, you attract career women. Exactly. Exactly. Right? They have to want you while, you see what I talk about? While you're broke. So you know it's genuine. That's what I was taught. Wrong concept. Wrong concept. What men should be taught is that, listen, man, take some time and build. Take some time and build. Nothing is wrong with that, guys. To take some time. I reached a little late when but the question, do men still open the car door? I, for one, still open the car door, but I remember one time I was rushing and my girl decided that she was not going to open the door, and I had a slight. We talked about that. Oh my God. We spoke about that there just now, Miss Mr. Butterfield. We spoke about it because we're saying that if it's in a case, and I actually gave a similar scenario earlier in the program, that listen, if the man is rushing, all of you rushing out to get somewhere, you're trying to get on time. Come on, man, it's not gonna kill you as a woman for you all to just jump into the car. Right? For me, again, guys, it's who you're dealing with. And as women, we have to be adaptable. It makes a difference as to how flexible and adaptable we are. So in a case like that, Mr. Butterfield, you see that we're rushing. Honey, let's go. We are rushing. We're going to be late for this meeting, or if it's church and so on. And then, for me, I would make an exception in that case. But if it's something that you do, and guys, I'm not saying that, hey, do it every time. What if, let me ask a question. What if, guys, what if it's a woman who is driving? What if it's a woman who's driving? Does a woman expect that the man must open the driver's door for her so that she can go in and then he will go around to the passenger side? You all tell me, guys, what should happen? What should happen in a case like that? Should the man what? Arms can't rest no way. What should happen? What should happen, guys? Should the man open? So the woman is driving. Should a man go and open the driver's door for her and then him go around to the passenger side? But in any case, that's not gonna happen either way. If the man is driving, he'd go around to the passenger side, open the door for her, and let her in. Good. But for me, as I said, guys, if it's a case you're rushing, everybody trying to get to work, get out of the house, and all I know, I'm gonna look on none of my notes them yet, people. My God, you all have me talking a lot today. So my friend says, That's where men feel a disconnect, because in a situation where women are expecting men to be chivalrous and they are not being courteous and they are not extending, you see, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, no, 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 no. Listen, that is a bad thought to have, Jerry. I am not going to support that. No, her arms broke her. Absolutely not. It doesn't mean that a woman, because a woman wants for you to open the door, something is wrong with her arms. It's you just being courteous. And again, people, society, background, right? The time that we're living in, all of those things dictate how people respond to things like this. And somebody said this morning that chivalry is not dead. Somebody said, I think Charlene said, chivalry is not dead, but it's on life support. And I said that usually when things are on life support, you want to euthanize it. But this morning, we don't want to perform the mercy killing. What we want to do, guys, what we want to do is to resuscitate chivalry. That's what we want to do. We want to revive it. Good. We want to say, listen, guys, listen. It is very much alive. It's still in vogue, but there has to be a balance. And I think that's a problem that most men have with women. Too much extreme. There's no balance. So Pastor Butterfield, Honorable Butterfield, he gave the example of men, of him rushing, and they were late, but yet still this woman was standing at the door waiting for him to open the car door. My thing is, guys, in a situation like that, everybody jump into the car, right? I don't know. You have to be able to bend your mind to your situation. You have to be able to do that. Good. And you have to be flexible. Men don't like when women are not adaptable. Men can't deal with it. Men want women to be flexible, to be, you know how to adapt to the situation. So if it means no, okay, we take a camping trip, you're not gonna have no jacuzzi for beard, listen, any of you ever take a trip to Blue Mountains? Any of you people ever took a trip to Blue Mountains? Took a hike up to Blue Mountains? If you haven't done that, I think everybody, people, if you want to know what your spouse is made of, take a trip up to Blue Mountains. You hear me? When you have to wipe up, you can't be. Listen, because the water is so cold, you have to adapt to the environment there. Listen to me, people. Right? The good thing about it, once the water touches your skin, though, you get used to it. You see what I'm talking? Listen, you have to take a trip to Blue Mountains Peak, because you learn so many lessons.
Hi, Mom.
Go sign into your class.
I already.
Okay, awesome. You learn so many lessons from that experience. And listen, man, take the girl, take the boy that you're dating, or the man, or the woman, or the wife, or the husband. Take them on that trip, right? Because people have to learn to be adaptable. And Jerry said, I just playing the devil's advocate, right? And Pastor says, we want you all to relax. Exactly. Sometimes you have to relax. You have to relax the rules sometimes, right? And remember, guys, somebody said it earlier, that a lot of these rules, they are, should I say they are primitive, medieval, or whatever that is. It's from way back in the days. Good. And unless you, over the for each generation, it's been taught, people will not know these things. If you don't learn these things in your home, you don't learn them in school. Number one, people, the only subject, number one, let me tell you this, people, let me tell you this, and I'm going to advocate right now. The only subject in school that teaches you about being chivalrous, men, is home economics. That are the only subject you're going to learn these things in. And guess what? From you go into first form in school, you are told home ec is for girls. That's a girl subject. And the school itself will place all the boys to do industrial arts or woodwork or technical drawing or whatever it is. I mean, you hardly ever find a boy coming into the class. I mean, I'm happy to say right now, I have how many boys? How many boys I'm teaching? I think I have 3 boys. 3 boys now. I mean, scattered across the different classes I'm teaching. 3 out of the whole school population. Only 3 boys. Over the years, guys, I'm teaching for 17 years now. Over the years, I can count on my maybe probably 10 fingers how many boys I've taught in 10 years. Right? I remember, I mean, very good experience here now. When I just came to HJ in 2014, a class, and all the boys, they said, Miss, we want to do home ec. We want to learn how to cook. Every single, that year, nobody did industrial arts. Every student from the class did home economics. And it was listen, that was one of my best teaching experience in all these years of teaching, because I had all of these boys. And can I tell you, the boys did better than the girls, because they wanted to prove to the girl that, listen, we can do this too, you know. You think we can do it? We can do it. And they did it. They did it. Every single one of those boys, they did home ec. And these are things that they were taught, right? One of the things that I do as a teacher, once I teach table manners, either we do a luncheon at school or I take them for dinner, right? To one of the restaurants, Osprey or wherever. I take them out, let them practice. And believe me, guys, these are things that have lasting impressions on their minds. They never forget these things. They never forget these experiences. So end of the day, guys, yes, there's a time and there's a place for everything. I mean, as much as I teach students and teach people, you know, dining etiquette and so on, I don't sit at my table every time I use a knife and fork. I don't. Good time and place for everything. But of course, if I go out for a restaurant or go to a restaurant and the table is set, or I go to a function, the table is set, I'm going to use it. Good. And I'm going to practice the appropriate dining etiquette. So Blue Mountains, pastor said, never again. It's a great experience, man. Blue Mountains is a great experience. Yes, Charm. Ricardo said, I still do this. I do this all the time. That's something that's a part of my life. Yes, Ricardo. Is this my Ricardo? Is this my Ricardo Reed? Let me know. Let me know. I'm not even sure. Maybe. All right. So yeah. So if it's not a part of you guys, it's gonna be hard for you to demonstrate it. It must be a part of you. And then again, ladies, you must be accepting. You must and accept it appropriately. Because a man offers a kind gesture, it doesn't mean that the man has any ulterior motives towards you. And Akeem said it this morning that, hey, how many married men could come on here and ask you how you're pretty so without, you know, thinking that, or even you are, you know, thinking that, okay, is making a pass at you, right? And for me, people can tell me that I'm beautiful without me thinking. Again, it's in your mind and how secure you are in your minds. A lot of these women, they are insecure in themselves. And that is why as soon as a man said, baby, you look good. Look here, let me tell you something about Jamaican men there. My God. When you step out in the street at Jamaica, people, and you look good, every walk you walk, one man I tell you, say you look good, you know. Baby, appear that you're here, people. Appear, baby. You're here, baby, you look good, eh? My girl, your body look good. You're set right. Yeah. Appear them things that you're here when you're stepping on the street. So, you know, as Jamaican women, we used to that. We used to, a man said, girl, you look good. Girl, the shape good. I mean, so when a man said, if I'm online or something and someone say, you know, you look good, it don't mean nothing to me. Like, it means absolutely nothing to me, because a Jamaica me come from, yeah, where people, man ever tell a man say them look good. Oh no, listen, I don't know how Jamaican man them turn. And sometimes when you don't look good, just because you're a woman, they must say you look good same way. A sudden turn. Akeem said the concept is facilitated in guidance counseling classes. That's here I learned some of it. Don't know if it's being facilitated because I don't see it in the guidance books anymore. Wow. See? So again, only one subject essentially. And if you're not turn up strong past some of them school, yeah, them kick out some of these subjects out the school, right? But chivalrous, it's amazing though if a lady walks through a door first and a man is behind her. Most times women would let that door hit us, ooh, whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh my God. Mm. But guess what? Some of the man them answer too. I saw some of them, that's how some of the men are. And I keep forgetting because I chipping into patois sometimes. Please excuse me, guys. Right? A lady walks through the door first and a man is behind her. Most times, women would let that door hit us in our faces before they hold. And that is bad. That is, and you see, that is where we talk about creating the balance. You have to strike the balance. Because I am not with you guys. I am not going into this building with you, right? I'm not going into this building with a man. So I'm not expecting, okay, because, well, I mean, for me, it's courteous if he does it. But if he doesn't do it, no big deal. If a man is coming or anybody is coming behind me, I hold the door for them. Matter of fact, guys, some men are so kind. They see you as a woman, going through the door, and they will rush ahead of you and get the door for you. Like, those are things that I appreciate. Good. Or they see that you're going through the door and they come and they just hold the door. Right? But women, we say strike the balance. Because if you and the man, you and this man not going away, but you're not expect say the man have to come open door for you. No, he not have to do it. Cause this man not even think about you. The man don't know you. But you can demonstrate courtesy too by opening that door. Right? But we are obligated to open a door for women, regardless if she's your wife or girlfriend, or she's just a woman. If she's just a woman, right? I think it says a lot for you, right? Akeem said, Timard, I think he's saying Timard, mind the woman, them murder you because if that hit in the face door come because of that hitting the no, and Akeem, I always try to keep it balanced here. I am saying, guys, if women, this is for you. Listen, if you preceded the man in getting to the door, this is not a man that is with you. I expect that you can hold the door. That's no big deal. Hold the door. Nothing is wrong with that, right? So hey Natalia, miss, why you telling the man them business? Lord, I don't even know which business Natalia talk about. But hold on, people. Let me see if we can just draw from my little notes quickly before we run out of here because time, we're basically running out of time right now. All right, and we're saying that chivalry, guys, it is not dead. It is not dead. Some people saying it's on life support, but we want to say, it is still relevant. It is still very much relevant, and it's not merely courtesy, guys, but you speak to honor, justice, and having a willingness to help those who are weak, right? And in this case, it is often said that the woman is the weaker vessel. So here are some things. Guys, and we say women, when men are being chivalrous, you should be courteous and thankful. Thankful. Say thank you. So hey, let me say it again. Thank you, not gonna kill you, women. And I've seen it. People, I see it so many times, and sometimes it upsets me, right? So for instance, I'm driving down the street. Somebody crosses the road. Somebody wants to cross. I am driving because them say you must practice what kind of driving? You must defensive driving, right? And a part of defensive driving is that you are mindful of civilians or pedestrians, yeah? You're mindful of them, good? And I see that somebody wants to cross the street. So of course, me with me nice up, good upsell people, me stop and me let them cross. And you wouldn't believe that these people, them just walk across the streets and gone about them business. Them don't even look back on you and raise a hand to say thank you. Come on, we can do that. So somebody lets you across the street, raise a hand, thank you. Good? You don't have to shout out thank you. Just lift your hand. Once you lift your hand, guys, it just means you appreciated that kind gesture there, right? Or you let out somebody, you at a crossing and you let them out, and they don't even toot them horn to say thank you. Come on, people. Those are and you see, it goes back to show you guys that and I said it, chivalry starts in the home, where you teach children, boy or girl, to be courteous. Common courtesies, the thank you, the please, the excuse me, the may I. Those things are still in vogue, but we don't teach children these things, right? We have to teach them these basic things, and you have to insist. And one next thing to people, one next thing we need to teach children is not to answer people on one hand. My God, that you got school and children, yes and no and what? Come on. Those things, listen, teach them, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Okay, Mr. So and so, yes, Miss So and so. Teach them. And I can tell you this, guys, if you insist on them doing it, it becomes a part of them. They will not remember every time. But once you say, remember to say, miss, don't forget. And I always just kindly remind my students, and don't be aggressive and abrasive about it, because that's the problem with chivalry, guys. Why a lot of men detest even the very word, because women have been so aggressive and so abrasive about it. So you're not open the door for me, huh? So me stand up here, so, and them stand up and them looking at you, huffing and puffing, waiting for you to open door. Listen, man, you too have to be gentle in spirit. You have to have that courteous spirit, right? The arrogance and so on, it's not going to make the man want to do it, because it should be a pleasure. It should be a pleasure, guys, right? It should be that, listen, the man wants to do it. That's why he does it. He doesn't want to do it, he's not going to do it, right? And let me tell you something, a lot of these men don't do it for you because they don't love you. Them not love you, them not even like you. That's why them not quick to do those things. But that is for another discussion, right? Well, pay attention to the parents nowadays in the background when conducting online learning. You will need to teach the parents for thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah? Because they don't teach them. They don't learn anything, right? Listen, my son, listen, when he wakes up in the morning, comes to my room, or if I'm in the kitchen, good morning, mommy. He's going to bed, routine. Good night, mommy. Routine, people. You understand what I say? They have to learn these little things, right? So yep. Let me see what Jerry said here. Common courtesy is a must, but don't demand it or command me to exactly, right? And if you demand it, that is when people will not want to do it. For me, it should come naturally. You want to do it, right? Things like carrying the load for the woman. And listen, I can tell you this, guys, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And when somebody is kind enough to extend these common courtesies to you, be pleasant, right? Smile. And trust me, when you smile, it make a difference. Yeah, it light up your face and all of them things. So smile, people, right? Be gracious and accept the courtesies. Be gracious and accept them. So guys, I'm gonna be running out of here in a minute or two. So I want to share a few things, men, that you can do to show that you are chivalrous. And of course, demonstrate the knightly behavior that these women are looking for in men. Of course, most women, they are looking for their knight in shining armor upon their white horse to come and sweep them off their feet. Like, okay, all right, let me come back down to earth. Good, I'm back on earth. All right, so here are some things, guys, that men can do So in social situations, and I'm reading here from something another, cleaseetiquette.com. It says in social situations, chivalry is still acceptable. That said, I think it comes down to men and women, very important guys, being courteous to each other rather than men being the only ones practicing courteous acts. So again, it must be reciprocative. It has to be. A woman should hold the door open for men and women, right? And what are they? A woman should hold the door open for men and women. So a woman can hold the door open, right? And I'm reading here, guys. And a woman should not be insulted if a man holds the door open for her. It is not meant as a put down or suggestion that a woman is weak. So women, when men are being courteous, it doesn't mean that you are weak. When a man offer to carry your load for you or your bag and so on, it doesn't mean that he thinks that you are weak. It's simply an act of courtesy. So be thankful. Be thankful. Here are other chivalrous acts that I think are still appreciated and should be practiced socially with women or really with anyone because they are nice things to do. So here the list goes. Helping a woman with her coat. So you know we don't live in a cold place, but those of you who live in the States, England, and Canada, it is still acceptable that the man is gonna either hold the coat for the woman to put it on or help her out of it. Good. And guess what too? Women, you can hold your man's coat for him. Nothing is wrong with that, right? Sharing your umbrella when she forgets hers. Yes, I was at the funeral on Thursday and the sun was hot and a brother, he held the umbrella for me over my head. I felt so good, right? Having somebody holding an umbrella, and this is my church brother, so nothing is there. So he wasn't doing it because you understand, there was any ulterior motive. He was just being kind. I had my laptop and so on because I had to sing at the funeral, and I had the speaker in my hand because the funeral was being held at the graveyard or the cemetery. You know, so me all I talk about graveyard people, right? All people something, right? And you know, he held the umbrella over my head, and I thought that was very kind, right? And I'm sure I said thank you. Good. Waiting for her to sit before you do. There's another thing too, guys. When a man is being introduced to a woman, the man is to stand. The man is to stand. The woman doesn't have to stand, and this is just social etiquette, people. The woman doesn't have to stand, but if the man is seated and he's been introduced to a woman, he stands. He stands to meet her, right? Letting her order first at a restaurant. You know, some of us as women, we take long for make up our mind what we want. So nobody take forever because the man say you must order first. No, of course, reasonable time, right? And some people some people not have no reasonability, right? But you have reasonable time, people, right? Standing up for a woman if she's harassed, yes, men. Oh my word, you must stand up for your women, men. And I think that's not a problem that women have with some of these men nowadays. They allow you to defend yourself. No woman is supposed to defend a man. The man is to stand up for the woman, right? Letting her go through the door first, right? Letting her go through the door first, right? Now, let me share with you quickly, guys, some chivalrous acts that seem to be going away and appear somewhat antiquated in social situations. Here are some of them. Ordering for a woman at a restaurant, a man standing when a woman leaves the table or enters the room. That's another thing too, right? Opening the car door for her if it means having to run around the car to do so, right? Lifting your hat when you greet a woman, but do take that hat off. That's another thing, people. Men, you are to take off your hat when you enter a building. What if a man don't do that? Men don't do that no more, but That's one of the social codes. You remove your hat upon entering a building. All right. Paying the bill if she invited you. The rule is who invited is who pays. All right. So, yep, and I agree with that. If the man invites you out, then he pays. If you do the invitation, maybe they say you for pay it too, right? You must pay. So, but anyway, guys, we looked at chivalry. We looked at chivalry today, guys. If you're just joining us, we asked the question, is chivalry dead? And we say absolutely not. As much as some things have become antiquated, we think they are way back in the past. They are not relevant today. We still believe everything has its place in the society. If you go to formal functions and so on, you expect to behave a particular way. And can I tell you this, guys? Can I tell you this? You know, how you behave in social setting and take it, yes, 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 Charm. The man is to remove his hat also around the dining table. And you must have on a shirt. Like me tired of tell for me, boy, put on your, I mean, are you in class? Put on your shirt. Like every time he comes to the table, like tell him, put on your shirt, honey. You come into the dining table, put on your shirt. Again, it goes back. All of these things, guys, we say goes back to the home and the values that are instilled in children from a young age. You know, various institutions in the society, they have a responsibility to ensure that children learn these things and to uphold these values. So they should be taught these things in the home. The church too can play a role in doing that. The school has a responsibility, and you know it could be formalized where every child who comes into the institution, they learn basic social code of conduct or social behavior and social grace and that sort of thing, everyday etiquette. There's something that I learned a few years back. It's important to be nice, but it's even more important. It's nice to be, okay, I got it wrong. It's nice to be important, right? But it's even more important to be nice. Again, it is not just the man who is expected to extend courtesy, respect, and honor. Women, we too have that responsibility to be courteous and respectful to our men and, you know, be gracious. Good. When it comes on to chivalry, it should not be demanded, right? So don't make no demands. Good. If you want the man to open the door for you, graciously say or gracefully, honey, I really do appreciate when you open the door for me, right? And people may teach myself to, you know, no matter things that I don't want to learn. Yeah, so I am learning here too, right? Be gracious, right? And I tell you, in society, a lot of people, I don't know if you have seen, you know, a lot of people, they have moved up, you know, to fame and popularity, but because of their inability to adapt to social setting, them lose all of that, you know. They lose all of that, right? And pardon me, but I love Portia Simpson Miller, but that was one of the things that worked against her, right? It worked against her because it's not, when you find yourself in a certain setting and in a certain role or a certain position, you are expected to behave a particular way. And if you come across as being virago, right, of being uncouth, yeah, that's the word, then you know people will yeah, you won't get the respect that you so desire. Good. So yes, people will rail and they will, yeah, and in the hype of the moment, they will be there with you. But when it gets down to the nitty gritty, society has a certain expectation of you being in a certain position. So, I mean, all respect due. right? So I'm going to say to you guys, go out, get the information, educate yourselves, practice, practice. They say makes perfect, or practice brings about progress. And each day you practice these little things. Good. Change your sometimes you have to change even your circle. Change your circle, right? Sometimes just put on your clothes and go for dinner by yourself in an area or at a restaurant that you don't usually go to, and look at the whole thing, right? And in addition to that too, you can invite people like me to teach if you have a group of church, at church rather, or school, and so on, and you want to learn more about social etiquette or dining etiquette, table manners, and that sort of thing. I am open to teaching that group, or wherever or whomever. I can do it for you. I always do it. I've been doing this for a number of years, right? So I'm just saying to you guys, practice, practice, practice. Chivalry is still in vogue. It is not dead, right? And as much as somebody said earlier, it's on life support. What we did today, having this discussion, is put some life back into chivalry, right? Common courtesy, manners, respect, still alive. So as you go, guys, don't forget to say good morning, please, thank you, greet whomever you're speaking to with their using their name and using the appropriate titles. Yeah, that's a part of it also, right? Don't be overbearing and demanding. Don't be, and make sure you strike the balance. So you expect respect, you must give it also, right? So don't be and some men, they will use the B word for some of these women because of how they behave, because really and truly, that's how some women will come across, right? And based on that, men say, oh, she's just a yeah. I'm not going to say that word here, but I'm just saying, don't use that word, guys. If you find that your woman is demanding and overbearing, sit her down and have a conversation with her. Let her know what your expectations are, allow her to cite her expectations, and then you all work out a plan, right? So if we're running late, let's jump into the car, right? But of course, if we're going for a date, I expect you to open the door for me, all right? So guys, with that being said, you have yourself a great day. Walk good. Stay good, right? One love, guys. Peace. I'm out. Bye, everybody.